What's our intro? Alright, hello! We're back! The spooky bitches are back!
It is you spooky bitches.
What the fuck is up, Kyle? Alright, I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive, Aubrey!
So today we're talking about spirit communication and divination and how they're similar and different. Because they are very different.
But a lot of people use the terms interchangeably, which is wrong.
It's not wrong, but
it's not wrong.
Because divination can be spirit communication.
Right. A lot of people use the term spirit communication and divination interchangeably, which isn't really necessarily wrong, but I mean, they're very different in terms of, like, what kind of... Why am I doing this? In terms of what kind of entities you're trying to communicate with. Like, spirit communication for us is just Ouija board, spirit box, you know, ghosts. The ghosts.
They're real.
They're real. And then divination is more like, tarot cards,
and trying to communicate with some other entity to give you, like, direction on your life.
Another entity, or kind of like the universe.
Or yourself, even, like your unconscious self.
What I'm doing? I'm like Millie rocking.
Like, okay. Everyone can do either of them for themselves, but they do both open you up to something that you might not be prepared for. So you really should be prepared for these things, and you should trust yourself and trust that you are doing everything right. Because when you fail to trust yourself and when you fail to believe that you are okay and like you are safe, that is where things can come and kind of get you.
Yeah, you have to always feel safe and secure in what you're doing, because if you don't, that's where problems start to arise, and that's where you start.
Fuck.
That's when you fuck.
And if you ever do, just stop, because you shouldn't.
Yeah, just end whatever you're doing and take a break. If you want to come back to it, that's fine, but I would recommend probably not going back to it for another day, because you have to get that time to be away from, you know, the
But we're gonna make a safety video.
Yeah, that's for another time.
When we make it, we'll link it in the little eye.
Yeah, we'll put the little eye.
It wouldn't. I don't know where it would be. Anyways.
It's up there.
Okay.
It's probably gonna come right across your forehead. You're all the way in this corner.
My bad. I have a big ass face. Anyways, these things are closely tied to like pagan religions and like Wicca, and I mean other religions too, but they don't necessarily have to coincide with them, and you can do these things if you're not pagan, and I mean, you can do these things if you are. If you are, you're probably not coming to us for information. But,
yeah,
I mean,
you probably know more than us at that point. But there's also a negative connotation, especially to the pagan rituals. A lot of people think like pagan is like a cult, but it's really just a religion, and a lot of I don't really know where the negativity comes from, honestly. Like, a lot of people just assume like pagan rituals are like you know, like the American Horror Story, the season in Roanoke, that was all about like pagan like rituals or whatever. So it's very negative. No, it wasn't that.
Tricks and Tell. That's the saving grace.
I know, I can't believe that. So there's a negative connotation to a lot of these kinds of like religions and belief systems and stuff. Like, a lot of people don't get it, and they don't want to get it, so they just slap a negative sticker on it and send it on its way.
But a lot of the information for these things, when you want to research them, is kind of confusing to get at. And, I mean, some of the websites when I was doing research, it's like, you know those wolf shirts with the moon?
The moon! Yeah.
They all, like, they don't have a good face to, like, believe, and they're not really easy to look at and say, okay, I think that this is legit, because they kind of make themselves seem like a joke. And, I mean, that's not trying to insult people. It just...
Yeah, a lot of them are legit, but the way they present themselves is jokey.
In the year of our Lord, 2018, I'm not going to take advice from a bitch who wears a wolf shirt.
No offense to those people, because my uncle actually wears a lot of those wolf shirts, but he's also 40, so come on.
And the information itself is very wishy-washy, and you can find a lot of confusing and like differing opinions on these things. Divination, I think we should talk about that first, because divination is not what we're doing right now. It's not what we plan on doing with this channel right now. But I mean, as we grow and change, the channel might too. But right now we want to get divination out of the way and talk about why that's different from spirit communication and what we're trying to educate on. with spirit communication and divination, you can use a lot of the same things, like the pendulum or like divining rods.
Yeah, the pendulum and divining
Dowsing
rods are
rods?
probably those are probably the main ones that are interchangeable between the two.
I mean, you can also use tarot cards.
Right, but tarot cards aren't really used in spirit communication too much, but spirits can give messages through tarot cards if that's what you're looking for.
I do think you can use anything to do either, but
some things work better than others.
we're going to have a video on different types of these things as well.
Yes.
Watch out for that. We'll put it in the iCard. It's probably,
it's out
I'm
by
probably
now.
pointing off frame.
It's over there.
The way that some people think these work, and I'm not really sure because I haven't dabbled too much in this. I've done tarot cards, but those would work differently than this. But the way that not most, I don't know. The way that a lot of people think that this work is that, like with the pendulum or with dowsing rods, divining rods, what you do is you connect to an unconscious part of your mind, and your body like subtly moves to communicate what this unconscious part of your mind thinks. So if you hold the pendulum and you say like, should I do this, and you unconsciously really do want to do it, you're gonna subtly move it to say yes, and then that's what you'll do. But you can also be communicating with spirits, divine spirits, or other spirits like a spirit guide to tell you what to do, and that's more of a gaining information from the universe and from an outside source.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people get mixed up with the pendulum. A lot of people think that they're like actually subconsciously moving it, but what I think that spirits are manipulating the air around the actual like pendulum, and they're able to communicate with you. But it depends on if you really think you're communicating with a spirit or not, because sometimes it could just be you really wanting to do something and you're asking the universe for help and you just don't want to get the wrong answer.
And sometimes
I know exactly what I was trying to say, but I could not say it for the life of me.
sometimes with spirit communication, meaning like ghosts, some people believe that this works similarly. So like with the pendulum or with the Ouija board, people feel like the ghost will possess your unconscious and possess you to move it this way to get its answer question. And this is kind of like automatic writing or channeling. So it could work the same way. It's really just what you believe and what you feel is happening. And I think maybe they could work either way, like with actually what is happening. I think it's what you're open to and what you are allowing a ghost to do through you. And I think the main difference is really that you get what you ask for. I mean, either way, you're talking to something a little ooky, but you get what you ask for. If you want to be talking to an earthbound spirit, a ghost, a poltergeist.
Poltergeists more often move things than like communicate with like kind of stuff like that, I think. But that's just
Anyway. If that's what you want to be talking to, that's totally what you can be talking to. And they do some different things. Spirit communication usually just uses the Ouija board. Like, I mean, divining doesn't usually use the Ouija board.
Yeah.
Tarot cards.
It can, but it's not super popular.
A lot of these things are easy to fake or like make yourself do.
Yes.
So it's hard to get real results from beginners. So I do think that this is something that you have to be working at, and you will get better over time with either spirit communication or divining.
There are a few things with this that I don't like seeing online. Like, I don't like seeing videos of like somebody has like a pen in their hand and they have it against a piece of paper and they're saying like the spirit is communicating through them writing.
Automatic writing?
Yeah, I don't like that because it just seems so fake to me.
Jury's out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know about it. I haven't seen any convincing evidence of it that leads me to believe that a spirit really was communicating through this person. I mean, I think there are easier ways for a spirit to communicate besides like possessing a person's whole arm and hand and muscles.
I mean, personally, I've dabbled in like tarot cards, but I haven't done any real divining, especially not with the pendulum, because right now, in terms of
very
spirit
early.
communication, in terms of spirit communication, what we're good at and what we do a lot is pendulum communication. And I do plan on getting like a spirit box and some more like scientific equipment. But right now, what we do mainly is the pendulum, and we're not making we're not putting up any smoke and mirrors and acting like we're big.
Yeah, we're not acting like we're on the top and everyone else is like down here. Like, we definitely know some things, but we're not like experts by any means at all. I haven't really done any divination at all, really. I haven't had like my cards read or my palm read or anything like that.
We haven't done any real. We're gonna try to do like channeling like a specific spirit sometime soon if you still want to do that.
Yeah.
We haven't done any serious spirit communication either. I mean, like
we've just kind of
with
like
a
fucked
purpose.
around and done like pendulums and stuff.
And I don't believe that you have to have a serious purpose or reason for communicating with spirits.
No, not
I think
at
that
all.
some people do think that it's bad to just be curious, but I don't think there's anything negative in being curious. I think looking for a joke and looking to do something negative
disrespectful.
It's going
In
to
a
call
word.
negative entities to you.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're asking for anything bad if you're curious and if you just want to have to have a conversation.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with just being curious about it because, you know, that's how a lot of people start and they get really good and they're very successful with it. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being curious. Just be safe about it.
Yeah,
And
that's
conscious.
spooked for you.
Everywhere. There you go. Spooked. Stay spooky, my friends.
Spooky bitches out.
Spooky bitches.